This is such a strange one. Virginia Giuffre, who of course accused Prince Andrew of sexual assault, has issued a statement overnight about the accident that she was involved with in her car. Well, our Russell Myers joins us now. I'm confused, and I think I'm not the only one. Can you just put all of this into context for us, Russell?
Yeah, well, good morning, Lorraine. Well, whatever way you look at it, it's a pretty sad situation. Virginia Giuffre, who is well known for being Prince Andrew's sex abuse accuser and a victim of the late financier paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, released a picture on Instagram on Sunday night. A very shocking picture, showed her in a hospital bed looking pretty battered and bruised, in a pretty sorry state. And she claimed to have been involved in a horrific car accident. She said her car had been hit by a school bus travelling at more than 70 miles an hour. She said that she'd suffered kidney renal failure and that she only had 4 days to live. She appealed to see her children. We do know just recently she has been estranged for her children and estranged from her husband that she'd spent 22 years with. So she's got that going on in the background. Then her father put a message on that post saying, you know, we're thinking of you. All our hopes and prayers are with you at that time. And people started wondering what had happened. The police force in Western Australia then came out with a statement saying that they had, first of all, had no reports of an accident at the scene. Then they said that they had reports of a minor crash. There was no major injuries reported. Virginia Giuffre's family have released a statement saying that she meant to post that image and that message on her private Facebook account. She didn't realise that she was posting it publicly, but they did say that they were worried about her. And this comes against the backdrop of her being recently charged with breaching a family violence restraining order at Perth Magistrates Court. She was up supposed to be there 10 days before this crash happened. Her husband as well was up on similar allegations of failing to store firearms properly. So all of this comes, you know, in a pretty tricky time for Virginia Giuffre. She's had all the backdrop of the that huge case with Prince Andrew, and now obviously seems to be in a pretty sorry state. Yeah,
this is very, very bizarre. I mean, the main thing is we hope that she's all right. She's clearly going through a very, very tough time. Of course, you can imagine online all the conspiracy theories started and all the carping started as well against her. Just hope she gets the help she needs, Russell. It's a strange one, isn't it?
It is, really. I mean, you know, this woman has been through an awful lot. We've seen her interviews talking about Jeffrey Epstein, how she was trafficked around the world for many, many years. She did reach a settlement, out-of-court settlement with Prince Andrew, and that sort of gave her the sort of new lease of life, it seems. She bought a really beautiful place in Perth with her husband. Unfortunately, that marriage seems to have broken down. So I'm sure her family and her supporters are wishing her to get better, whatever the situation is at this time.
No, exactly. In other royal news, sort of royal news, Meghan, the jam finally goes on sale today, and I know a lot of people will want to get their hands on it.
Well, they will, and, you know, it's come with great fanfare, this. We've been waiting for it for months. Meghan was saying, you know, my jam is my jam. We've seen her in her new Netflix cooking series. The critics didn't really like it, but her supporters really did. And it's coming back for a second season in just a few weeks' time. So what can you buy on Meghan's As Ever brand? You can buy ingredients for crepes. You can buy ingredients for shortbread cookie mix. You can buy the flour sprinkles that she was so fond of in her show. And she's basically saying, you know, these are everyday items inspired by the way that I care for people. She's asking people to sign up for her newsletter. I have actually signed up for her newsletter, and it is really positive. You've got to give her credit where credit's due, because, you know, she is trying to spread a bit of positivity. You know, the trolls have been out again. People have been slamming the products online. She talks about picking lemons from her garden and making lemon ginger tea for her friends and baking cakes for them. So let's have a bit of positivity.
No,
right?
Absolutely. Do you know how much it is? Do we know how much it's all?
No, we don't actually. We still don't know. So wait until you get the drop, and it's going to be available in Netflix stores only in the States at the moment. But that is part of her brand deal with Netflix. They've, you know, got into business with her. But, you know, a lot of people are going to be watching to see. And Instagram is flooded with all her sort of celebrity mates. And the jam comes in this very, very ornate sort of casing, very nicely decorated. So if you fancy giving someone a very kind and thoughtful present, maybe you want to give them some of Meghan's jam. I don't know.
Why not, indeed? She says after you've done with the jam, you can put flowers in the wee pot because it's so cute.
Oh, yes.
Apparently so there you are. There you are.
Full of handy tips is our Meghan. You can reuse your jam jars, put some flowers in, spruce up your home. Why not?
Now, look, the King has returned to royal duties, which is good news, because we know last week he had to go back into hospital, didn't he? But he's out and he's back.
Yeah, he is. I mean, a bit of trouble last week. He had temporary issues because of his ongoing cancer treatment, and he took a period of rest and recuperation at Highgrove over the weekend. But he's back. He's fighting fit. We've had confirmation that the royal tour to Italy is going ahead. That had obviously been beset with his own problems because of the Pope's health issues, but that part of the tour is not going to go ahead, but he's going to Italy on Monday. But yesterday he was at Windsor Castle handing out a range of gongs, and he was giving one to the King of the Garden, no less than Alan Titchmarsh, being risen from his MBE to his CBE. And of course, Alan and the King have known each other for 40-odd years. Alan has been president of the Royal Gardens Benevolent Fund since 2004. He's done a documentary with King Charles about Highgrove as well. And interestingly, I was looking through the archives of what Alan has said about his royal connections in the past. And shortly after the Queen gave him his MBE, he said that she had revealed that he'd given an awful lot of ladies an awful lot of pleasure. So this is something he's going to have on his epitaph, no doubt.
Absolutely, and why not? Well, directly from the late Queen. Fantastic. Russell, thank you for that, putting all that into context for us. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Right.